All right, guys, we are back on the way to the top. It's time to get it. So, looking at the opponent's team, very ugly team. Like color scheme wise, something about it just isn't fly. Mine isn't the prettiest either. Like honestly, if it wasn't for the bit of green on the Lilligant, we'd be having a competition for who has the uglier team. But very similar to previous games where our golden life is the Iron Defense Corviknight sweep this guy. Very physical oriented teams like these just generally struggle with Corv. So it's really about one, having a spore fodder, and two, ensuring that Enamorous is gone. I guess three could be forcing the guard to Terra, because if the guard Terras, then all that goes to naught. But I don't see how I'll force anything else to Terra. Well, if he Terras the guard, you can't Terra the Gambit, which is useful. Quiverdan's Lilligant is a beast. It'll just depend on if it's Choice Scarf and Amorous, which would mean we need to get rocks and prioritize them bands up early, prioritize them hazards up early, just in general. Hazards up plus Draco Meteor or Surf are dangerous. As far as offensive problems to me, potential Tusk can take a lot of value. Potential Lamrish, Spore, and Samurai's frustrating to switch into. So, tough to say. I'm very reluctant to Samurott in case he Amunguses, and he does. And this was a bad lead, honestly. Look at like Limon, I clicked. I was like, but the give or take here isn't worth. Wasn't worth. It is what it is. That's my fault. Like rule number one, never like I know I have no sport support, so rule number one. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just that was just. But we move on, as this next couple turns are gonna be interesting because I made a really bad. It doesn't change that much in terms of like what the game plan is. But there are better ways. Me covering for Samurai early, because I figured we'd be staring down a Samurai, and my Samurai matches up well versus the majority of his team. But me staring down a Samurai early wasn't that necessary, right? It wasn't like a life or death situation where I needed to do all that. And so what we're gonna do here is reposition into Samurai, because I know his Samurai is gonna come in. And based on how people typically play, I'd assume he'd leave it in and get Sacred Sworded, because he's expecting me to Ceaseless Edge on his Amoonguss. Now, if he's Rocky Helmet Amoonguss, then so be it. He's Rocky Helmet Grey Tusk. Which means he expected Ceaseless Edge. So I guess Rocky Helmet is the new wave, because this is the second time I've seen this. Razor Shell plus rocks. As I said, I need my Ceaseless Edge damage. Tusk being gone is somewhat relevant. Samurai's important though. Earthquake plus Shell actually go hard Tusk here. Say Stealth Rocks, which I think was the worst possible of all the plays, but it worked out. Well, we'll see. And then Earthquake is the worst of all after that. Yeah, so I know he's gonna rapid spin this turn or EQ again. Oh, he actually knocked. That was a bold ass play. Very bold play. It's gonna put me in an awkward spot. Garganicle's gonna come and I'll be able to surf him. But I actually made myself in a pretty shitty spot because of that. I didn't expect him to knock that turn, because you knocked the first turn and Earthquake the second. But he knocked first. So I'll beat up his Great Tusk. He goes hard Samurai, which is crazy. Which means he's Fizz Samurai. He's not. You saw how little Earthquake did. Because I'm. So spin into Quake will knock him out. He said, what the fuck? Am I. What is happening, bro? Why is this man, bro? Why is bro a whole ass Rocky helmet, mono Rocky helmet team? This is the shit I'm talking about, bro. We gotta be careful, man, because before you know it, the earthquake knockoff helmet, earthquake wouldn't kill me. Spin would be a bitch, but he wouldn't use it here because Garg is my Polt. I gave him a little too much work. I can't revenge kill this very easily. I need him to misplay this turn. I don't need it. If he misplays, it'd be very beneficial. Yeah, that's exactly. He did that last time. That was a little, that was unnecessarily, I wouldn't say high risk per se, but red card. So not helmet on the Amoongus, which is blessed. So this is a, I mean, like, talk about amazing position, because let me think this through. What I want to do here. Garg is the only thing that, so if I Brave Bird, Garganical is the only thing that can come in. If I reposition in a Tusk with my leftovers, I get to spin. Actually, would rather that for two reasons. One, he doesn't want to take the earthquake damage. So Terra Fairy, so I got him to Terra. I kind of didn't want his Garg Terra, but you know, I couldn't help it. So Terra Fairy means curse. Shit. Curse with my Sloking Asleep is an issue. Okay. Curse with my Sloking Asleep is a big issue. So I gotta burn the sleep turns. Yeah, EQ's doing way too much. Burned one turn of sleep. He saw cures this turn. I need to wake up actually. If I don't wake up, I'm fucked. If I wake up, I have a shot. I lose. Yeah. Cursed Terra Fairy fucked me up. Trying to think what could have been done differently. I don't think there's anything to be done here. It's not, oh, actually, you know, I'm playing like it's over. What I should have, no. So what this is, my fault here was letting Slowking go to sleep. I didn't consider Curse, but what I could have considered though is Iron Defense, because I use that all the time. So Iron Defense would have given me equally as much trouble. Didn't need to be Curse. The reason I said you know, me tearing could have been an issue as well is because I could have a shot here if I were to crit this with the Leaf Blade, but I can't beat the Amoongus. Yeah. Now it's not over. It's not over primarily because the Corviknight technically could win. It would depend on what the, I haven't shown, it depends on what the Enamorous is. The Enamorous seems to be Scarfed. Otherwise you would never go Enamorous here. Or would he Mystical Fire? If he's not Scarf, then yeah, Mystical Fires, and he is Scarf, which I expected. And I don't deserve to win this game anyway. I was thinking it's Tusk. So what I'll end up doing is Roosting. So let me see how much Mystic does. What is my win con here? We got a shot now. Unless he has healing. I know these run Healing Wish sometimes. Yeah, says Healing Wish. As I said, I didn't deserve to win this game. So Garg comes back and I can't beat Terra Fairy. But I should have accounted for Iron Defense. So That was a lapse in judgment on my end, and I got caught by it, especially because I've used Garg so many times. So I should have accounted for Terra Fairy, Iron Defense, which means I can't let Slowking go to sleep. Usually with those sets, I could burn the sleep turn because he doesn't get a boost from Curse. So I didn't think about Curse. I thought about Iron Defense, but I didn't think about it in terms of, because if I was Iron Defense and Slowking's asleep, it'll take a while before Body Press is doing any real damage. And so I would probably burn the sleep turn and 1v1 the Garg. But I've never seen Curse Terra Fairy, but it's something I have to consider moving forward. So we probably lost a good bit from that. I don't know how much I lost, probably 20 points, 20 some points. Well, we'll get them back. Good lesson there. I have to factor that in when I'm going into these games. No ghost resist on this team, so if I Terror Ghost, I 2-hit kill almost everything on this team, depending on what the Claude is. I don't know the role for Claude. Also could destroy him with Lilligant Quiver Dance, but requires a bit of I think the Zapdos needs to be weakened and all that stuff. Slowking is critical because it guards against most of his team. In fact, almost everything except Tusk. Would Terra Water be relevant or beneficial? I should say, not relevant. Whole offensively amazing. What can I guard against? Let's go back to the basics. I don't guard well against Bolt. I think risk versus reward wise, Tusk is the only thing that could handle Slowking, because what I'm looking to do here, he has no dark type. If I Zapdos matchup expecting Samurott, he'd have the edge. If right here I Chilly Reception in on his Dragapult, directly on his Great Tusk, which is likely to come in, then the turn I Shadow Ball, because the Shadow Ball turn is going to be critical if I play it the way I'm about to play it. Now it does mean, because his only psychic resist is the Corviknight. So my goal is to get be using a move that Corviknight doesn't resist on the turn the future side is going off. But the only thing he can force me out over here is Great Tusk. And so Great Tusk would be matching up with Great Tusk, and then his Corviknight would get the opportunity to come in. So it's very unlikely that I'll have my way. But not necessarily. I could technically Terra Water and Chilly Recept. I'll lose my item and I'll be poisonable, depending on what the Clodsire is. You know, Clodsire does pesky things. So, you know, I'd be poisonable and I'd be weak to Zapdos at that point. So here comes the Tusk, because I said I could have Chilly Recept into Tusk on Polt. Now this puts him in an interesting position because the Corviknight is gonna have to lose his item. He Stealth Rocks, which I disagree with. Disagree with the Rocks play. He obviously has to switch out here. Reason being is that Corviknight, you can't stop me from spinning and I get Rocks up unless the Corviknight has Brave Bird. But I get a lot more mileage out of all this than you do, right? Because I get to spin this turn, right? It's Helmet Corvi, take the Rocks, and now I get Rocks up on you. I get to see, well, even if he's Brave Bird, it's not that relevant. Tusk versus his Tusk taking the damage doesn't matter. It does. Now seeing Rocky Helmet, unless this is Defog. Alright, so now Force to Roost, which gives me the positional advantage, right? Because now he's either going to have to Defog or U-turn, which allows my Dragapult to come in, and he goes to Great Tusk. I mean, he has a Volcanion. I say that because I'm not sure if he's unaware Claude. What does Draco Meteor here? 45%. Hard to say. But this would be a position where you have to recover, right? And so now this is where things get interesting, right? Because your Corviknight, I don't have a Goldengo. It's probably Defog Corv. But because I got the rocks up, things are about to get interesting. I'll reposition into Pult, even if you were to radically stay in and go for Toxic. The reason that's wild is because then at that point, your entire team just gets Shadow Ball to a KO'd. Like you need this core, this Mac. You see how little Draco did? So I'm guessing Terra Shadow Ball will do around there. Now it could be like, okay, this is a very obvious double switch and I'll take the high risk play and go for a hazard. And if he does, it's not going to lose me the game, but it's a damn good play that'll get him a lot more mileage. If he expects me to, like everybody in the metagame, mindless Sacred Sword here, I mean mindless Ceaseless Edge here, that would buy him if I was Taunt. So he repositions into Tusk and it's heavy duty boot Tusk. And he saw me Draco Meteor last time, so he knows what the dealio is. We're gonna Shadow Ball directly because Cloud's Eye is gonna come in. What I want to do is condition him to not recover the Cloud. Like if he gets comfortable and doesn't recover on a turn, I do think did he take rocks? So this is unaware as well. So if he gets too comfortable and doesn't recover, he's gonna be in a bind, right? So what we're gonna do is look, yep, excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted, which allows for me to chilly reception here. Excellent. That is exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. Do I commit Terra here? If I commit Terra, I kill probably half his team. Because Corviknight's gonna try to defog and I'll boost twice. I could technically sweep him right now. The question is, would he anticipate me to? If I go Claude on the rocks, he went Great Tusk, which implies that the Great Tusk is. Even if you were to stay in the Toxic, I'd still get a lot of value out of this. It's high risk, because if I stay in and attack your Cloud, you're fucked. Because what I'm looking to do is blow through half of his team and wrap it up with the second half. There's so many different. This is decent high risk, but I could again technically just sweep the guy right now. It's Iron Defense, and obviously, you know, unless it's U-turn. Could be Brave Bird too. Brave Bird would be problematic. Is he Brave Bird like mine? Iron Defenses again. If it's U-turn, then all he can do is Iron Defense. He doesn't get leftovers, which is great. So this is where things get interesting. Because the Iron Defense is expecting to be able to body press me, but I'm Terra Ghost, obviously. So let's see if he is Brave Bird. He doesn't have it. So he's just banking on pressure plus does he have any priority? Pressure plus let me see how much this does. Pressure plus 38% boost. Pressure plus our defense has a lot of PP, but Roost doesn't. Yeah, it says U-turn. Okay. Leaf Blade definitely kills a max Cloud. Please, for the love of God, hit the shit. Guess it doesn't matter which one I use. Okay. Alright, that's all I needed. The crit didn't matter. It's really just about hitting. As I said, the Lilligant is one of those mons that can 6-0 you immediately. I wouldn't have forfeited there because I could miss my moves. So if I missed versus Dragapult, he had a shot. But he was U-turn Corp, as you saw, so he technically couldn't touch Lilligant. But that's the thing about it, man. It's such an underrated sweeper. But it's one of them things, man. And I'm saying this because yeah, we won the game, but I can tell I feel super rusty. Because when I was scanning that second game, the first game and the second game, I was like, what was my... Now I have to lose to the situations to learn from them, obviously. And so me getting washed by the Terra Fairy Garg means that, okay, now that's in my mental toolbox. So if I face another Garganical, I'm like, okay, my awareness is high on Terra Fairy, right? And so I position myself in a way where, or at least position Slowking, because I am fairly spore weak. All my mons like to be awake, and me just letting something get spored was a big issue, right? So this very cool team. He has a lot of shit I haven't seen in a while. Well, Hexorus, but I mean, like, it's a very cool team. So these are the teams you want to watch out for, man. When they're cool like this, some shit is in the mix. Iron Defense Core collapse these 3, well, these 4, these 5. I just need to get rid of this Volcanion. Excuse me. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't think he'll allow it. Honestly, I might not even need to get rid of his Volcanion. I could just Terra Water and Body Press, but the Steam Eruption stuff, if he burns me, weakens Body Press. And I'd prefer for that to be the case. I could also just do the same thing I did with Lilligant last game and Quiver Dance 6-0. It's a little more volatile again because I commit the Terra and I can miss. Tusk is okay. Slowking's Future Sight. Future Sight plus, he has to Future Sight plus Future Sight plus Draco's decent. As a control is probably Corpse. Course Defog, probably has Defog, U-turn, Roost. He's Brave Bird or Body Press. Which means it's probably not Iron Defense, so my Corp claps cheeks. Okay, so phase 1, because I know Low Kicks is coming. I thought about whether he'd Bramble Gas, but he's like Samurot's more, like, people lead Samurai more often than not anyway. So Corviknight comes in, we're gonna remove an item here for the long term because my Samurott Sash, and if this is Defog, yeah, seems like Helmet is the wave. Mindless U-turn was bad there. Never U-turn there. Never U-turn. We don't know what his item is. I mean, not his item. I don't know what his moveset is. Goes to Low Kicks, which makes sense. You're going to try to U-turn out, which lets me know he's jolly. Actually, he's I forgot he's why do you do this? My Samurai will be able to come in and kill him. The reason I say that's because Tusk isn't even a big issue. I just realized this shit resists my my dual stab, which is funny. This might be Life Orb though. Leech Life. Yeah, okay, so it is Life Orb. Leech Life's doing 52. What the fuck is this? I don't want to risk my Corviknight. Meaning, what would he do? Leech Life would do nothing. I'd Iron Defense. Again, weird teams. I do not want to risk going Corviknight and him doing some shit to weaken my Corviknight because Corviknight destroys him. So I'm pretty sure he has Sucker Punch. I just don't know what his other move would be. Maybe Dark, maybe Axe Kick. If he Leech Lives here. Okay, alright, he gets my Tusk. Leech Life was very cool. I've never seen that. From a long-term perspective, I'm like, fuck it, you can have the Tusk, bro. Sacred Sword is actually Razor Shell can miss. Sacred Sword cannot. Maybe I should have went Corvi first. I get the defense drop, which is like a game-changing defense drop. Ceaseless Edge probably kills. Bramble's speed tier is actually faster than Rot's, so he technically could spin. I do not want to miss, and I don't think he's gonna switch. Wait, what? Razor Shell did 32 with the defense. Oh wow, that's a big difference. Razor Shell did. Sorry. I thought that would do 23. Something isn't right about that. Razor Trail did 32. And I get a defense drop. And then I did 23. I guess Sacred, I didn't know Sacred Sword ignored, so if he goes to this, he's gonna Power Whip slash Rapid Spin, which I'll have to deal with. Debating whether or not it's worth. Yeah, it's actually better to just block the spin and kill this. He has nothing for Dark. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this shit does, honestly. I just know everything I have can clap as Corviknight. I mean, Corviknight can clap. I don't like that I gave up my Samurai Sash. I just didn't want to miss. But I didn't know Sacred Sword. That's actually news for me. But even then, the Sacred Sword did damn near nothing. So I'm actually surprised by that. I knew he had Sucker. Just body pressure, throat chop. Okay, because I like he probably has a dark stab. So throat chop did 26. So the +2 would have done a lot to me. The leash scythe plus then he +2. Then I mean I could Iron Defense and switch out and not have my Great Tusk still. But you know it's again with these strange teams, bros. You got to be careful in these boots, which is to be expected. So right now. Lilligant's King. Slowking literally only has one purpose in life, and it's to wall this fucking Volcanion. Flamethrower, I have no problems with. It allows me to, as long as I can chilly reception out. Oh, okay. Okay, bro. Corvi may heal. Future Sight. Oh, he's Steam Eruptions. That's blessed. Dragapulse. I'm trying to think about Dragapulse health. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This shit is doing so much to me. What the fuck, dude? Stop hexing me. Draco here in case he goes Roaring Moon for some reason. He should never do that. But Draco also prevents him from going back to Roaring Moon. Unless it's like Terra Fairy or some shit like that. My Corv has a little bit of damage on it, which I'm not particularly fond of, but at this point, him burning me is big. Because now I can't Draco spam. If he didn't burn me, none of that would matter. But trying to reduce as much variance in these games as possible. He goes Roaring Moon, so it must be Speed Boost. Nope, it's not Speed Boost. Dragon Dance, Acro. I'm having an attack boost as a bitch. If I miss, I could lose. Variance. He might straight up crunch, which would fuck me too. So terrifying. I might have just lost because the Haxorus. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. Fuck, dude. The reason is Draco, he wouldn't be able to +2, which would mean Corviknight could Iron Defense or Brave Bird. I can Brave Bird now into Aqua Jet. What a pain in the ass. Oh, he only has Acro, but that shit does so much to me. So I could have Iron Defense. Fuck. He only has Acro EQ. So my play here is to Iron Defense on the off chance he roosts. Okay, blessed. Okay. Okay. That's a big turn right there. So he's roost. Woo! Corvi fucking king. Corvi king. He's EQ. Acro. he's stubborn. He doesn't want to switch this out. I'll get one more off. Haxorus. Haxorus is a crazy play. So he gives me a free mon, which makes sense because he didn't want to go hard Volcanion in case I body press that turn. But Haxorus is never going to be a concern to me. Now I know my Corvi walls, so I could technically Terra Water and body press kill him here, and I'd win the game. But I don't even want to play around with the foolishness. So what we're gonna do is go hard right here. He should flamethrower, but he does steam eruption, burn fishing. Doesn't get it, which is blessed. And a ceaseless edge here. Actually, Staker's sword is better. It guarantees me damage. Guarantees me damage. I don't need the ceaseless edge because he's not affected by spikes. Oh boy. And now we just go Slowking, Galar, and Slack off, and there should be game. Because even if he were to time, if he goes Roaring Moon, I always just reposition into his Corviknight, and his Volcanion can't get past my Slowking. So yeah, it's just Brave Bird here, no drawback. If he were to Dragon Dance, it's a wrap. Or you just go Slowking every time. Because Slowking can never be to the KO'd. Actually, maybe a crit burn, 2 crit burn, steam eruptions in a row. Gets the burn, so there's one. But as I said, if he goes to Roaring Moon, then it's a wrap. And he can't double around because he dies to rocks. Man, when I saw the fucking because I'm thinking he's DD Crunch, right? So I'm like, oh shit. We just Brave Bird here. There's no drawback. If he Dragon Dances one, I think Brave Bird might bring him down to rocks. As he just forfeits there. So we end the fucking live at the same place we started. 1940. Well, we were in 1935. But as I said, a lot of learning to be done, man. A lot of learning to be done. If I face that Garg combo enough, then I can make some adjustments. It was the particular combo of Spore and Garg together. If that's a frequent enough thing, because I don't want to lose ever to any team matchups. If I lose just for playing poorly, then that's fine. But I don't like games where I can't win, no matter what I do. So I like more balanced structures so I can scout out the opponent. This is actually not even that balanced. I mean, you could argue Slowking and Corviknight as the wall, but they don't even really operate as walls that much. Corviknight be sweeping 90% of the games. Slowking is just future sight and chilly receptioning. So bulky-ish offense team, but a lot of potential to be had here. So hopefully y'all enjoyed. A lot of lessons learned, as I mentioned, and yeah, hit the like button. I appreciate everyone who remembers to do that. Appreciate y'all. It's been allowing the channel to grow, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.